To another major story on Capitol Hill right now, the fight over DHS funding that could lead to a partial government shutdown. Senate Democrats are threatening to block more funding for DHS over what's gone down in Minnesota. But even if the Senate makes changes to the spending bills, the House would need to approve them. And they are out until Monday. The deadline to pass the spending bill is Friday. CBS News congressional correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns is joining us now live from Capitol Hill to talk about this. Caitlin, all right, any kind of progress being made in the Senate at all?
Well, Vlad, remember, this was a bill that was supposed to sail through the Senate this week after having passed the House last week. But what happened in Minnesota really changed everything. Many Democrats mostly are united around this idea of not supporting more funding for DHS unless there are specific reforms put into place. There are a variety of different proposals that they have been talking about, but take a listen to what some Democrats are calling for.
First would be withdrawing Border Patrol and ICE from Minneapolis. Second would be calling for and then launching a genuinely transparent investigation into this incident.
I urge my Democrat colleagues to continue their engagement and find a path forward that will avoid a needless shutdown.
So Democrats have also said that they want policy proposals such as requiring ICE to wear body cameras and removing those face masks, among other proposals. So today what's going to happen is there are bipartisan talks continuing. And what is so striking about this conversation is that while Republicans say that they are interested in reforms and want it through executive order, not legislation, that's the key here, they are increasingly critical of what is happening. I mean, you heard there Tillis and Murkowski, key senators, Republicans, saying that they've got a lot of questions and they don't have confidence anymore in Noem to lead DHS. So this is a shift up here, Vlad and Chanel, that we've seen in terms of DHS coming under increasing scrutiny up here on Capitol Hill. Whether that is enough to move Republicans on board, that remains to be seen, but these talks are still ongoing. I should note, too, however, that DHS is already mostly funded by that one big, beautiful bill that the president signed into law, as you may remember. So even if there is a partial government shutdown, ICE operations will still be able to continue.
Note to make there. Caitlin, we also know today Secretary of State Marco Rubio, he is getting set to testify before Senate committee members in just about an hour about operations in Venezuela. So what can we expect to hear there?
Yeah, big day up here on Capitol Hill, Chanel. If you remember, Venezuela was all anybody was talking about up here recently, until recent events, obviously. So this is a chance for the committee to put the Secretary of State under oath and explain the administration's decisions and what they plan on doing going forward. There are a lot of questions about the operation itself, but also what happens next, especially what happens with the plan to potentially have elections, to what to do with the oil that the administration says it is going to seize and has already. So those are the questions that remain in this committee. I would also note that Rubio himself, according to prepared remarks that we have, is expected to issue a warning to the interim president, Delcy Rodriguez. And he says, and this is really notable, guys, he says, Rodriguez has been made well aware of the fate of Maduro and says we are prepared to use force to ensure maximum cooperation if other methods fail. So that is a striking warning there, even as the war powers resolution that we saw fail up here on the Senate. Rubio played a big hand in that.
All right, Caitlin Huey-Burns reporting from Capitol Hill for us this morning. Thank you, Caitlin.